guys, we are back in the Volvo 850R. Made a few changes. Been enjoying this car so much lately. Today we're out on some local back roads, and kind of the first time I've driven this in a performance setting on a twisty road, testing out the ride quality, testing out the suspension dynamics. I added on the IPD heavy-duty Endlinks and set the IPD sway bar, the front bar, to stiff. It has two settings, soft and stiff. It's on stiff, and I will say it's comfortable. Turn-in is fantastic. This car feels exactly how it should right now with this setup. So I'm very happy with how it handles, how it rides. The steering is light but responsive. The dynamics on this are just amazing right now. All the mods that I've done recently, and it's been a little bit, quarantine made me get a little creative with some of the modifications, but everything's listed in the description, and hopefully we can just enjoy this drive today. Listen to this 5-cylinder wail about. It is just so good out here, and such a pleasure to drive this thing. And the last time I was out here was in my 4-speed automatic 96 Volvo 850R. And I was thinking the last time I was here how nice it would be to have a manual. And here we are finally, and it's as good, if not better, than I thought it would be. Other than that, not much is new with this 850R. I am just beginning to enjoy this more and more. The more I drive it, the more I tend to kind of trust it. You know, when you get a new car and you're kind of learning its level of maintenance and its level of performance and what it can handle and what it can't. Well, I'm just beginning to really enjoy the capabilities of this thing, and the fact that I can kind of trust it to hold up when driven hard, knock on walnut wood, is very nice. We're following Daily Motor today in his Boxster S. I finally got this IPD exhaust where I want it as well. When I got the vast European tune on this 850R, I think it changed the timing a little bit, changed the tone slightly to a little bit less drone, and I did extend the tip out past the bumper slightly. It's not a look that I'm crazy about, but it did help quite a bit. Also, we're testing these Michelin Cross Climate Plus tires. I will say 205 55 16s, they handle quite well. They're soft enough to kind of soak up a lot of the bumps and potholes, but they're pretty communicative with their limit handling characteristics, so you can hear a little bit of a squeal from them when you're at the limit. But at the same time, they have a good amount of mechanical grip, so you can take these corners with a good amount of confidence. think this is the ideal suspension setup for the 850R. Bilstein Touring, IPD sway bars, HD Endlinks, stock springs. You get the ride height. I also have the chassis bracing from Ultra Racing. It's a fantastic setup that rides great, handles incredibly well. These are really the kind of roads where you feel the difference with the chassis bracing. There are lots of undulations, a lot of off-camber corners. The car feels very, very solid. It's quite neutral for a front-wheel drive car. These 850Rs always have been, and the whole 850 P80 platform is like that. It's partially due to the passive rear steer from the Delta Link rear suspension. You get a little bit of rotation out of these cars, even though they're front-wheel drive. And on fresh suspension, you can really feel how this car was supposed to handle from the beginning. Heavily on these Porterfield R4S brake pads all day. They do perform quite nicely on the street. Good amount of initial bite. No signs of fade too on a lot of these back roads. Taller 16-inch tires. This car handles super well. I do actually prefer 16s on these 850s. It's a really nice balance between ride quality and handling. It's a narrower, lighter weight setup, so you have some advantages there. And for the roads that we have and the areas that we drive in, much more pothole friendly. Honestly, after driving this thing around all day on these roads, it brings back so many good memories of my first car. There's really not much else I want out of this thing. It's pretty perfect. I'm actually really happy with stock power levels. This tune is fantastic. The suspension feels great. needs a little bit of freshening up. Maybe on the front bumper, a repaint someday. Something is rattling in the front end still. The exhaust needs to be kind of tightened up a little bit, and a mount shaved slightly. When it gets hot, it tends to rattle on the chassis in one point, but otherwise, oh man, this thing is just, it's almost perfect. It really, really, really is good. Almost makes me want to get another one just as like a backup. Been searching for this for quite a while, and I'm just so happy to have finally found it. And it's a driver too. I mean, this is a clean 850R, but you know, it's got some little scratches and scuffs on it. It's got 161,000 miles on it now almost. So I don't feel bad about driving this thing, enjoying it. I'm not going to drive it in the winter and get it all rusty, but I do love taking this thing out, and it's just so good to drive. Someday we'll get some stickier tires back on the 17-inch wheels and give this a track day. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for joining. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.